Hello everyone, today I will be showing you how to improve quickly on keyboard and mouse. This video is structured into 5 parts. On screen right now, I will provide you timestamps if you want to learn about a specific section on how to improve. The first section we have here is keyboards. So first of all, before we get into the keybinds, I would like to quickly talk about what keyboard you should be using before you consider fully switching the keyboard and mouse. If you're serious about switching, I would recommend a cheap but good quality mechanical keyboard. They're relatively cheap and there's a whole list of them on Amazon, and you can find a good one for under $50. Take this $43 Red Dragon K551 mechanical keyboard for example. It has solid build quality and the red switches which allow for a more comfortable and quiet gaming experience. This was actually my first gaming keyboard that I used on Fortnite, and it was an amazing keyboard and was as sturdy as a boulder. If you're considering about switching seriously, go for this keyboard and you will not be disappointed. The next thing I would like to talk about is mice. This is a topic which is very heavily dependent on many factors. Your hand size, your grip style, and many other factors contribute to what mouse you should buy. It is important to remember that your mouse is a lot more important than your keyboard, so if you're going to go cheap on that keyboard, make sure you dish out a little extra money for the mouse or you will be left disappointed due to the many issues that typically come along with cheap mice. A mouse for my grip style, which is a fingertip grip, is pretty self-explanatory. It's basically when you have your fingertips on the triggers of the mouse, with your palm mostly off the mouse as well. This to me is one of the most comfortable grip styles because it is entirely subjective on the size of your hand, and that just fits me perfectly. So for a fingertip grip, I would recommend the Logitech G Pro gaming mouse or the Razer DeathAdder Elite. These are both relatively cost-effective options which have amazing quality and performance compared to cheap mice on the market. For the palm grip, which is when your entire palm rests on the mouse and your fingers are placed fully over the triggers of the mouse, are the Razer DeathAdder Elite again, as well as the glorious Moto O. Both mice are very inexpensive, with the Razer DeathAdder Elite coming in at around $59 and the glorious Moto O coming in at $50. Lastly, we have the claw grip, which is basically a hybrid of the fingertip and palm grip styles, with your fingers resting on the top of the mouse and the lower part of your palm on the lower end of the mouse. For this grip style, I would recommend the Razer DeathAdder V2 or the glorious Moto O again. For a full list of mice that is tailored to your grip style, I would recommend you check out the link below because that has a full list of mice that fit your budget range while still remaining good quality and being tailored to your hand size. The next section I want to talk about is keybinds. As we know, keybinds are the most daunting part of switching to keyboard and mouse. You don't know what you're going to pick, and you end up picking binds that are not very optimal for you, and it ends up slowing down your progress. I'll be showing you a list of the most comfortable keybinds in my opinion, switching from a controller player all my life to turning to keyboard and mouse because I felt like controller was holding me back from being a better player. These binds are very good beginner keybinds for anyone who is looking for a comfortable transition over to the keys. Firstly, I would recommend that you have a mouse with 2 side mouse buttons. This is important because it's easy access and you don't have to move your fingers like crazy trying to hit your build binds. All the mice I have listed above have 2 side mouse buttons, and we're going to want to utilize those to the best of our abilities. For our first keybind, we're going to be using left shift or left control as our crouch keybind. Left shift is what a lot of beginners, including myself, used when I first switched to keyboard and mouse. The next keybind I would like to talk about is the use keybind. I put mine the scroll wheel down in the beginning because I found it more comfortable not having to move my fingers as fast as lightning when I wanted to pick up a bunch of guns. Instead, I could just use my scroll wheel and easily pick up everything I needed to when not having to worry about accidentally pressing a button on my keyboard that I didn't mean to press because I wasn't used to the keyboard yet. The next bind is the pickaxe bind. For beginners, and even to this day, I'm using the tab key, which is right next to the Q key on the keyboard to pull up my pickaxe. It is very comfortable to press and very easy to access. As you can see, my weapon keybinds are on numbers 1 through 5 because in my opinion, it makes sense to have them as 1 through 5 because you're not using any of those binds anyway. They're very easy to access and they're very comfortable to press. For the most important binds, which is our building binds, you want to use something simple to start out with in the beginning because a lot of us, including myself, had never used a keyboard to play any games except for maybe Minecraft and Club Penguin when that was still a thing. So you want to use Q as your floor, you want to use E as your cone, you want to use your forward mouse button as your stairs, and want to use your back mouse button as your wall. These are the most comfortable keybinds you can use in the beginning because of their ease of access and that they are all close together. The trap keybind is on T, my building edit bind is on F, my reset building bind is scroll wheel up, and the rest of the keybinds are not very important in the beginning. These binds are beginner binds and they can be changed later on when you're more used to the layout of the keyboard. This worked for me coming from a controller for over 12 years and not knowing a single thing of what I was doing. These should work for you as well. The next section I want to talk about is mouse pads. I'm going to keep this part of the video very simple and sweet. Do not get one of these. These will absolutely ruin your wrists. Just no. Get one of these. These are extended mouse pads which provide support to hold your keyboard and mouse, which give you added mouse room so you don't need to ruin your wrists, and you can actually aim your mouse with your forearm or your whole arm depending on the size of the mouse pad you get. There are cloth pads, there are speed pads, either will work just fine in the beginning. I will leave links to the speed pads and extended cloth pads down below for you to check out, but they're all mostly inexpensive and are all mostly durable. The next section I want to talk about is practice and determination. I know the first few weeks or even months on keyboard and mouse will get boring, getting clapped by the sweatiest nerd in the whole lobby, and dying to the worst players known to mankind. Trust me, I know the struggle. Check out the gameplay in the background for one of my first creative matches on keyboard and mouse. Yes, I really was that bad. I was shaky and had no proper keyboard and mouse. I was playing on a PS4 with a TV, my mouse pad was about 8 centimeters long, and I was using a mushy membrane keyboard and a $5 Walmart mouse. We all start somewhere, right? The point is, I know it will be difficult for a while and you will be tempted to switch back multiple times, which I even did. I would go into team rumbles and get my cheeks absolutely clapped, and then I would say to myself, if I was on controller, I could have easily beat that guy. And then I would proceed to switch the controller and clap the whole lobby. I'm not saying I was good on console. Actually, I was quite terrible now that I think about it. But the point here is, you should never give up no matter how hard keyboard and mouse may seem in the beginning. You got this. Give it an honest shot and do not give up. If you truly want this, you need to grind and you will see the progress. Check out my small progression montage in this video, and good luck to you all and happy grinding.